a young man sitting on the side of his bed in the middle of the night, hunched over. The permeating feeling was one of utter despair. I could see his war demons clustered around, dragging him down into an emotional gutter. Then, as if viewing a movie, I saw him in the next scene wrapped in a quilt. His whole demeanor changed from one of despair to one of hope and well-being. The quilt made a dramatic change. The message of her dream, she says, was quilts equal healing. The model appeared simple. Have a volunteer team who would donate their time and materials to make a quilt. One person would piece the top, another would quilt it. I saw the name of this quilt as Quilts of Valor, or QOV. The mission of the Quilts of Valor Foundation is to cover all active service members and veterans who've been touched by war with the comforting and healing Quilt of Valor. When you signed for service, you signed a blank check payable to the United States of America, up to and including your life if needed. You didn't know what would be asked of you, but you were willing to make that sacrifice if needed, and we thank you for that. The Quilt of Valor is not a charity quilt or a blanket. It has 3 layers. The top, with its many colors, shapes, fabrics, represent the many different individuals that we are. The batting is the filling which gives the quilt warmth. And our hope that this quilt will bring you comfort, peace, and healing. The backing is the strength that supports the other layers. Represents the strength of the recipient, support of family, community, and a nation. And let's not forget the stitches that hold the layers together. It represents the love and gratitude of the makers. The message from our heart is we honor you for your service, and we honor you for leaving all that you held dear to stand in harm's way in times of a crisis and protecting us from the effects of war. We know that freedom is not free. The cost of freedom is the dedication, the lives of men and women like you, and this quilt is meant to say thank you for your service. We believe that as we sow in love, caring, and gratitude flows from our hearts through our hands into the quilts. There are never words big enough that all we can say is thank you. We hope that this quilt is a tangible reminder that there are thousands of men and women across this great land that are forever in your debt. This quilt has a label on it with your name and the makers of the quilt. And we hope that your quilt will be passed down to future generations in your family so they will know the sacrifice you were willing to make to keep us free. Quilts of Valor has awarded over 345,935 quilts to our military, including World War II, Korean, Vietnam, Beirut, Iraq, Afghanistan, and many more conflicts. Every day is Veterans Day for us because you and your comrades need to know the deep appreciation we have for you. In this calendar year, over 9,570 quilts have been presented over the United States. So it's my privilege on behalf of Tri-County Quilters and the Quilts of Valor Foundation and a grateful nation that we present you with your quilt, your presentation case, it's a pillowcase to use or to store your quilt in, and then your certificate. Grace E. Miller, Air Force, U.S. Air Force, Korean conflict, 1952 to 1956. The Quilts of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it our privilege to do so. Though we may never know the extent of your sacrifices to protect and defend the United States of America, we award to you this Quilt of Valor as an expression of the gratitude from a grateful nation.
I'm just overwhelmed. Every one of you on.
They're stinkers, aren't they?
I just don't know what to
Well,
say.
you put up with us for over 32 years.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If anybody sends us a picture, we need a release.
Yes, we just need you to sign this so that if we get pictures, we'll put it on our Facebook.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Everybody get the pictures, anything they wanted?
Oh,
Did you get pictures?
usually my phone.
Not yet.
Okay,
Someone sends us.
See ya.
okay.
I got pictures with her, with that on her.
You're not looking up.